Yo, what's up? In this video, I'm gonna walk you all through kind of my main tackle box. It's got a good assortment of items in there that I use in many situations. It's not everything I have, but it's kind of a good summary of what I have. And so I'll go ahead and walk you through each item and kind of when I would use it and why I would use it. Let's get into it. All right, so here's the main tackle box here. I keep a lot of stuff, a lot of different things in here, and I'm really just currently working on beefing it up. Not everything is in here, but you know, this is a pretty good assortment of items that I could use for most fishing outings near where I live. And what I'll often do is I'll have a smaller tackle box with me that I can just offload certain selections into, and then just bring this small one along with me for the day. So this kind of comes in the car, and I use it to kind of keep all the items that I think I would need with me. So let's go through this bit by bit. We have our first little section. First two sections are for spinners. I love using spinners, especially for salmon. It's super effective and fun to use them. So building up a good selection of them to just kind of diversify and try new presentations and colorations is it's really fun to build up that selection. So a few of them actually are currently on my rods, so they're not going to be in this video, but let's go through these a little bit. So I really stick to two brands, the Blue Fox, the Vibrax Blue Fox spinners. I usually stick to sizes 5 or 6, pretty big ones. So I got a size 6 with this nice chartreuse in orange. It's a big boy, sinks down pretty deep, and you can get some really nice presentations with that. I really like the size 6s. This is a size 5. It's got this beautiful pink body with, you know, these sparkles, these UV sparkles that reflect light really nicely, or maybe it's refract, I'm not sure. And then we got this one right here, or the inside of this one rather, this spoon right here is beautiful, reflective chartreuse or yellow. Got this hook stuck on me. And keep in mind, actually, these Blue Foxes will often come with a treble hook on them, and so you got to make sure, especially in rivers like the rivers I fish, to make sure to replace that with just a single point hook, and then make sure to take the barb off before you use it. So I still got to do that for a few of these. Next, we have our Flying Seas. These MEPS Flying Seas are freaking awesome, and I have a ton of success with them. This is a really nice one with this kind of tri-coloration here. You get the pink, silver, and green. So when these move through the water, these spoons will spin and vibrate very nicely in the water. So you get the vibration and also the visible trigger that the fish will often bite at. It's just kind of an instinctual bite that these spinners will trigger. And so here we've got a few different colors. We've got yellow on yellow. I think this one is yellow with a, ooh, wow, this is kind of like a Rasta spoon here. Where is it? Beautiful. So you can just imagine what that's going to look like when it's, you know, vibrating and circling in the water. That'll look really nice. Next, we'll move on to our small little twitching jig section. A few of these are on rods as well, or in other tackle boxes. So I've got a really small, this has got to be a tiny, kind of a pink salmon specialty right here. Twitching jig. So these are fished differently than spinners, and I'll for sure record a video on how to use these. I threw a few out in a trip I had recently, which will be in a video. And it's fun to twitch jigs. It really is. It's you gotta be careful because you can lose them and get them snagged up on logs and debris. But it's fun to twitch jigs for sure. And it's just a different experience and kind of different reasoning for why you'd actually use a twitching jig versus a spinner. Twitching jigs you can usually get deeper, so you can kind of cover different bits of water with these, which is very nice and useful. Hooks, we'll go over those later. Next we have our wiggler section here. I love these plugs. These are basically just plugs. These beaks on them tend to help them dive under, so you get, depending on the size of the wiggler, you can get anywhere from like 3 to 10 feet of depth with these, which is really awesome. And these cause a ton of vibration in the water, so they're swimming side to side, imitating a bait fish like this really fast, and can really trigger that aggressive bite from a coho especially. And so again, kind of the theme is having a bunch of different colors and presentations, building up more and more presentations, stocking up on more options so that you just have a higher chance of hooking a fish. If they're not biting this one, maybe then they'll bite this red one or the green one or this little orange guy here. Attached to these usually come with double treble hooks on them, which is kind of a pain, especially in my area. I don't really like using treble hooks anyway, but you gotta clip the treble hooks off and add in your single point hooks. And I like to add these bead swivels to get a little bit of distance between the hook and the wiggler itself. And these help prevent tangles and issues like that. These are awesome, these bead swivels. Next, we have a big section of jigs here. So these jigs kind of serve a certain purpose for a certain time of year, for me at least. These come out super handy for fishing in the Sound, especially for pinks, and a little bit of coho too. But when the pinks come in full force, the various assortment of these jigs is super handy. So I'll go into more detail on the different types of these jigs. So this type of shape right here that you see, it's kind of got this diamond shape to it, kind of three-dimensional diamond shape to it. These are buzz bombs. Oops. Let's see if I can. Buzz bombs. So these are really good for shore casting. You can also use them to vertical jig, or even cast, out on the Sound. But I use them a lot for shore casting. You can get really good distance on them. They're pretty heavy, got good weight to it, and then you're just jigging them on retrieve to try to trigger that bite again. So I've got a bunch of different sizes on the buzz bombs, but these are kind of in the closet for now. I'm not going to use them for a while. Then I've got some other types of jigs here. This type of bait fish jig is really pretty. I love these. Actually, I haven't had too much success with them, but I just love the way they look. And I'm just holding out hope that they're going to be useful. They're exceptionally useful for vertical jigging, especially because they're super heavy. And so if you're out on a kayak or you're out on your little drift boat or your raft or even a big, like bayliner or something, you can still vertical jig these for pretty good success because they dive deep pretty fast, and so you can hopefully get that bite while jigging at pretty deep depths. So we've got some more in there. Definitely do a buzz bomb video at some point. Next we have kind of a hodgepodge of things in this section here. This is right here. This is another twitching jig actually, with a little hoochie skirt on it. It's just imitating this squid. It's got a pretty heavy weight in it, and you just twitch this like you would twitch one of these twitching jigs. Pretty effective. I've had pretty good success with this guy, and just a nice thing to mix up. Put this off to the side. We got a couple of tinsel skirts and other hoochie skirts in here for some trolling purposes. I'm not going to get into that too much right now, but we also have some bigger jigs. These are big boy jigs. This is a 70 gram, I think. Let's see, 70 gram jig. Super good for vertical jigging because it dives so fast, and you can get it super deep and keep it deep. So super useful out in the sound for coho and stuff like that. It's harder work than trolling, but it's rewarding. Here's another one. This is probably the biggest one I own, the heaviest one I own. This is a monster, beast, huge hook. And again, excellent for twitching or for vertical jigging. Vertical jigging, you don't really cast, right? You just hang you're out in deep water, you hang your, I'll flip us around. You're out in deep water, you hang your rod over the edge of the boat, you open the bail, let that thing sink all the way down to the bottom, or if you have a fish finder, then maybe you're being a little bit more tactical about how far you're dropping it. Point is, you're dropping it deep, and then you're just jigging to try to trigger fish in that area, in that part of the water column. So you're not having to cast these really heavy jigs with a heavy rod over and over again. So it's a good option for sure. Next, we have our spoons. These are probably the style of fishing that I have had the least amount of success with. These are, you cast these out in the river across from you. Usually you're not casting these upstream, casting them across from you, and you're doing a very slow retrieve with these. So it's a subtle way to get fish, but some people swear by it. I haven't given up on them yet, but got a couple of nice cast masters here that I've really put some hours in with and have not had too much success with them, but we'll definitely do a video of the spoons. Got some other knickknacks in here, but we'll cover the hooks. I like to make sure that you can see it's pretty messy right now, but I like to try to organize my hooks by size and by style, but for the most part right now I've just got a big hodgepodge of hooks in case I need them for leaders. So we'll get deeper into the hooks in another video. Got some split shot here. Don't really use split shot very much. I don't like it, to be perfectly honest with you. And then we've got some inline weights. I really like to use these with my float setups. So when I go into a video on how to float fish, especially with beads, I'll use these. Got a 1 ounce and a 1/2 ounce here. And then I got a bunch of swivels in here. Got some bead swivels, got some 3-way swivels. I don't think I have any regular snap swivels in here. And I've got some other types of weight here. Don't use these too much. These are kind of leftover. But yeah, that pretty much does it with the main tackle box here. I've got some other areas where I store my gear, but I've been trying to build that tackle box out so that I just have more options. But lures are expensive, especially those wigglers and the spinners. They're expensive, so try your best not to lose them. Anyway, I hope that was useful, and I look forward to kind of dedicating specific videos for each of those styles of fishing. So let me know what you think. Let me know what type of lures you like to use, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.